Gente, se eu tentar sair, os caras vão tentar me roubar? Vou tentar falar com esse mano.
What now, monsieur?
Dá pra entregar a chave pra ele?
That is the property of the Hotel Kabum.
Correct.
May I ask how it found its way from the little book to your pocket?
Would you believe it was put there by a poltergeist?
No, monsieur. The hotel is regularly serviced by an exorcist. If we had a ghost, Father
O cara tem um exorcista no hotel, mano.
I suppose you want the key back.
Not especiellement. The room is vacant.
Oxi!
Since you are so determined to conduct your little investigation, I won't stop you.
Vê se ele sabe
Does
do
this pass mean anything to you?
cartão da firma.
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
That's right. Merlin the murderer. I want to see what he's left in your safe.
Impossible. I cannot betray his confidence, no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe I can live with that.
E essa caixinha de fósforo?
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No, monsieur.
Ah, chat, temos um problema seríssimo. Eu vou falar com esse mano aqui, que esse mano aqui talvez conheça. O cara ganhou o Nobel, né? Arthur Brea plus 2. Oi, Allen, aí. Medina Brea plus 36. Mano, para de tocar piano!
Do you recognize this card?
No, I do not.
Ainda bem que ele fala pouco.
Does the name on this matchbook mean anything to you?
Indeed it does. For Alamut was the home of the old man of the mountain.
Eita.
You do not know him?
No, I don't.
Fala mais!
Tell me again about
It is the home
É o lar do velho homem das montanhas. Tá, ele só fala isso.
Goodbye.
Vou falar com a velha, porque essa velha, ela me ajudou. Vai que ela ajuda de novo, né?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
I found this pass in
So, that deceitful little man is passing.
Eu vou ligar
himself
pra
off as an
Nicole antes.
electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has a million faces. I showed the pass to the clerk, hoping he'd give me Merlin's papers. But he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of. Follow me.
Caralho, a mina faz tudo, cara! A véia faz tudo, mano. Vai meter o louco no cara, mano. Pra gente ver o cofre.
Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but
What's the problem?
he isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man.
Eita.
I am the law. If he
Eita.
tries anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
Eita.
One moment, please.
Como o tiozão anda, mano. Agora que eu vi.
enjoyed myself this much
Anda desfilando.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Ué, é um
Voilà,
bichinho?
monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
É um bichinho de pelúcia? Ah, não. É um papel.
Thanks.
Nossa.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
The clerk had given me a tightly rolled sheet of parchment.
Pergaminho.
I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
Cara, isso eu jogo ou nem? Eu acho que esses caras vão pegar esse bagulho, mano. Como é que eu faço? Será que eu jogo no telhado isso? Liga pra Nicole.
Bonjour, couleur.
Hi, it's George. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Hey,
Oh yeah.
Ah.
What is it?
a surprise.
É algo
Oh, I
incrível pra
don't
te
like
mostrar, uma
mysteries,
surpresa.
George.
I can't tell you just now, but I'll come show you soon.
Cara, por que ele falou desse jeito, mano? Na moral. Pô, tem uma surpresa pra te mostrar. O que é? Ah, mostrar em breve. Kat, calma. Ah, dá pra eu... Ah, não, ele falou que só ia abrir depois, né? Mano, tem que ser aqui que eu tenho que jogar isso, velho. Eu acho que os caras vão me pegar pra caralho, tá ligado? Ah. Ah lá, é isso mesmo. Não podia deixar... Ah, é isso mesmo, é só jogar. Nice! Pronto. É isso, agora a gente passa pelos bandidos. É, do nada ficar alta a música, não sei, velho. Dá um desconto, né? Jogo velho, né, mano? Agora os caras vão me revistar, vão falar, ué, não tem nada.
Hold it right there. Search him again, Flash.
Vão falar, ué, tem nada, tamo safe.
Nothing, Guido.
Okay, let him go.
Etarista de jogos? O que é um etarista de jogos? Esse é o mais velho dos jogos que você jogou até agora. Não é, o Indiana Jones é mais velho que esse. Indiana Jones é de 92, eu acho. 90?
If the manuscript was what Flap and Guido were after, they were going to be disappointed. I couldn't wait to get back to Nico's.
Mas vai ter o mais velho ainda, porque eu vou jogar o outro Indiana Jones que é de 89. Um apartamento de Nico. O Last Crusade, se eu não me engano, é de 89. Daí esse vai ser o mais velho que a gente vai jogar.
Going to believe what I've found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
O que
It's
é?
a medieval manuscript.
Manuscrito medieval.
Khan left it in the safe at the Ubu.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantark?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Ei.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh yeah. Maybe they couldn't afford one each.
Onde
What
que ela
are
tá
they?
vendo dois caras
Have
num
you ever
cavalo?
heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal
Ah, no meio,
was an
porra.
image of two knights sharing a horse.
Tava olhando nos cantos.
Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades. This guy, named Hughes de Payen, arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were.
Gostei
And as
dessa
the years
legenda
went by, the
giga.
Templars grew in wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans.
Eita.
But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive. But the treasure of the Knights Templar was
Ah, é o
never found.
tesouro dos templários que os caras estão atrás.
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping. Think about it, Josh. One guy's already died for it, as you said yourself. Besides, that parchment is fragile.
Filme do Nicolas Cage.
Okay, I'm convinced.
Tesouro, o segredo do tesouro perdido. National Treasure, né, em inglês. Pô, eu adoro esse filme. O 1 e o 2. Acho que o 3 é meio merda. Na verdade, o 2 já é meio sus. O 1 é bom.
I found Plantao's briefcase in the killer's hotel room. It was empty, of course.
Não conheço. Pô, é muito bom. Acho que tem no Disney Plus. Ó. É da Disney? Eu vi que eles fizeram uma série, chama O Segredo do Tesouro Perdido. Cara, você gosta desses bagulho de tesouro antigo? É muito da hora o filme, mano. Eu adoro.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Tipo o Código da Vinci, é a mesma vibe, só que mais Disney.
Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies.
Indiana
His
Jones.
name is Lobino.
Lobino.
Huh. Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Principalmente, mas o 2 também é bom. O 2 é o do presidente lá, que tem o presidente.
You have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Kroon Museum. I'll give you the address.
O 2 é bom. Acho que tem um 3, não tem? Mas o 3 eu não acho bom, acho. Ou só tem um e o 2?
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the wicked queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said mirror, mirror on the wall, wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid, Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either. There's a woman looking, but the
Calma, o reflexo.
There's a woman, but the reflection
3 rostos.
has 3
Tem
hideous-
3 rostos aqui, mano.
A knight with a crystal ball. There's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinam mea.
Por minha disciplina, ilumine a vida.
By my teachings,
quase.
you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy.
Formado em latim, quase.
Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
Tá.
There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving.
Ó,
her a
Loom eu não
coffin
joguei na
or
live
tapestry.
também, tô devendo.
Or a duvet cover. It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
O Porto.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
There's a guy working. The knight through my.
Já falei, a
There's a
vaca.
guy with a sword and a bull.
Onde que ele
The
tava?
only
Lá
mythological
em-
bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like
Uma
a
joia.
gem on top of a tripod. There's a guy with a
Tá,
between.
a gente já viu tudo. Então tem um tear, tem um cara com uma bola de cristal, uma mulher com espelho que vê 3 olhos e um touro com uma espada num cara e uma joia. A gente precisa de ajuda do cara, né? E esse cartão
I
aqui?
found this in the killer's room.
What is it? A credit card?
ID: Thomas Merlin of the Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Gruber.
Never heard of him or the company.
Tá, e a caixinha de fósforo?
I found this matchbook in the killer's hotel room. It's from the Club Alamut.
Never heard of it. Is there anything written inside it?
No, what were you expecting?
If this was a movie, there'd be a clue, a name or an address. That's no use. There aren't even any matches in it.
Oh well, I'll keep it as a souvenir.
Tá, então já falei tudo com ela. Agora eu posso ir embora?
Maybe I'll check out the Kroon Museum.
I'm sure you'll find it useful, George.
Falar com o tiozão. Oi, Flynn, você entrou? 21 Tori, brilhar pelo sub. Alan Cevip, brilhar pelos 2. Ó a música épica. Nice. Será que eu falo com a velha? Ah, não tô afim, não. Deixa ela fazer a costura aí dela, né? Hello, I'm Kitty, brilhar pelo sub. Onde que eu tinha que ir? Museu. Eita. O que que tem ali? Ah, só dá pra entrar no museu. Ah, Flynn, agora você que encheu o saco.
I considered smashing my fist through the pane, wrenching open the window, and bolting triumphantly into the building. Then I thought, no, that's dumb. Besides, I might get hurt.
Oxi. Ô, Remy. Ô, Flynn, deixa o Remy agora. Agora é você. Fim do museu! Gato para cu, demônio de novo. Deixa eu falar com o seu guarda, eu não sou
The
vagabundo, eu não
statue
sou.
didn't deserve to be mauled by a Philistine
Oh!
like me.
Essa não é o negócio que tá no negócio? Tá a joia em cima?
It was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Lochmarn at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory.
Lochmarn.
Ireland!
What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
Puta, é nesse jogo que você vai na Irlanda e tem um pubzinho lá, Eu tô tendo memórias de jogos diferentes. Acho que é esse.
I tried to sneak my hand inside while the guard wasn't looking, but the case was...
Talvez,
There was
sim.
nothing in the urn.
Não, acho que é esse sim, mano, eu lembro.
Touching an object as rare and beautiful as that.
Tá, o que mais dá pra gente fazer? Dá pra abrir o sacão? Sarcófago, né? Oxe, o cara vai arrombar o sarcófago.
Leave it alone. That closet is over 3,000 years old.
Closet? It's a sarcophagus.
Armário é foda.
I was no desecrator.
Ah, cadê o professor aí, mano? É você? Vou falar com esse mano aí, né?
Watch out! You would have that done on top of...
Vou falar com o meu mano guarda.
We miss
O mano guarda aqui.
Are you Lobino?
Lobino.
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No. I am the deputy custodian.
But Lobino does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far as to call it that. He studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
Not today! Hoje não!
Can you give me any further information about the
Poxa, eu
tripod?
vou botar minha
Certainly,
meia.
monsieur. It's
Eh.
infamous. That tripod, that belonged to John D.
Não é possível que era do John D.
What's the importance of John Dee's tripod?
D was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century. The Houdini of his time.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escapologists use ropes, chains, and handcuffs, not tripods.
Well, whatever he was, that is the tripod he used in his experiments.
John D's Nuts? Não era ele, não.
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with his tripod?
Oh, the usual. Didn't you study chemistry at school?
Yeah, but we skipped over thaumatology. Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case? Ah, no! That tripod is protected by a sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm bell.
How is the alarm bell triggered?
Ai, que
By
frio,
the
porra.
slightest pressure on or movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
Tá, vai ser zoado,
It
então.
strikes me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, well, stretching the truth a little.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in its simplicity.
Tá.
Do you know
Que
anything
tem o símbolo
about
do
the Knights
Vasco?
of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
The sign on the tripod says it was found at a Templar preceptory.
It does.
Yeah.
É o
It doesn't
gigante.
mention John Dee at all.
Most remiss.
You don't know anything about the tripod, do you?
No, I don't. I never had much of a start in life, you see. I owe what little education I gained to my uncle. He was an optician, but he also doubled as the village school teacher. He taught me the alphabet. Well, 19 letters of it. The bottom row of the chart was too small even for him to read, so he left them out.
Why don't you start over and enroll for adult education?
You know, I never thought of that. Do you think if I studied hard and did all my homework, I could be a professor of history?
At your age? Dream on.
Caralho, que isso, cara?
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
Cara
Not
meio
me, monsieur.
rude, né?
I am no scholar, though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to party. No. They assume I am an authority
Caralho,
on
mano.
exhibits in my care.
O Jorge aí, sei lá o nome dele.
Nothing about
O
history.
cara é
Of
grosso,
course
né?
not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar, not like Monsieur Lobineau.
What can you tell me about the collection of pottery?
Those are remains of pots used by the original inhabitants
Onde que ele
of
tá vendo
Paris.
cerâmica?
The Paris pot people.
When did they move out?
15,000 years ago, monsieur. Vanished in the mists of time. Didn't even have time to pack up their pots.
I thought the original inhabitants of Paris were a tribe known as the Parisi.
That is right,
Eles estão
monsieur.
conversando de tão longe.
Renowned for their
Covid.
pots. You see, in those days, people didn't have much in the way of possessions. A few flints, some animal skins, maybe the odd bone or two. Naturally, when the Parisi came along with their pots, why, everybody wanted one.
I guess they must have caused a kind of consumer frenzy.
Yeah, oui, they caught
Yeah,
it in
oui.
the market, cleaned up.
Tá, cansei de perguntar
You
das
don't know the first
panelas.
thing about.
No.
Tá. Deixa eu ver se ele sabe
Do you
disso.
recognize this ID pass?
No.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Oh, no, I don't frequent places like that.
Tá, já viu esse
Do you
cara?
recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. Is there any reason why I should?
Cara, esse cara, eu acho que ele aperta minha mão, chat.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
Ah,
What do you make of this tissue?
It is absolutely disgusting, monsieur.
What do you make?
It
tá, chat, temos um
Thanks.
problema muito sério. Calma, calma. Eu vou esperar o guarda ir embora. Pro outro lado, eu vou abrir aqui sem ele ver. E vou entrar dentro e ficar lá dentro até o doutor voltar, mano. Ó, virou de costas, é agora.
don't even think of. You'll be suffocated.
Ah,
I always wondered how it felt to be a mummy.
tá. Aqui não dá pra eu puxar nada também, né?
As I reached toward the display case, a shrill piping filled the air. I froze, then tried to get myself together and act nonchalantly.
Hey, no! No, monsieur. No.
What's wrong?
You must not handle the exhibits.
I'm sorry.
Now, what did I tell you?
Foi mal!
Was it you can touch all you want so long as your hands are clean?
Not quite.
Oh, yeah.
Tá, eu não posso mexer em nada. Temos
I
um...
was no desecrated. The tripod was definitely the one on the manuscript. The temple connection confirmed it. I was tempted to go to Ireland and check it out.
Fiquei tentado a ir... Vamos pra Irlanda então, mano! Ah, o que é isso aqui? Caralho, a música é tão alta que não dá nem pra ouvir o que o cara fala, mano.
A real macho guy would have plunged straight into the spiky, scratchy bushes. Not me.
Perfeito, eu também não iria. E se a gente tacar esse pau aqui no mato? Não, não dá. Tá, dá pra ir pra Irlanda? É fácil assim pegar um avião pra Irlanda. Você só fala, opa, vou pra Irlanda e tá lá, deixa eu ver. Aeroporto! É fácil sim! Paris! Ó, dá pra ir pra Lockmarne, na Irlanda. Grécia. Porra, a Rússia. Caralho, a Itália. Caralho, a Polônia. É a Espanha. É a Turquia. Não é? Eu acertei as bandeiras, gente. Oh! Obrigado. Só pra saber se minha geografia tava em
Several
dia.
hours later, I arrived in Ireland.
Ai, ó, eu
On
lembro
the
desse
Isle.
pub
I'd
aí.
been lucky to get a bus from Dublin to the tiny village of Lochmarn. On
Lochmarn.
the way out, the driver told me there was only one service a day.
Ah, por que tem duas tetas aqui no... Desculpa, minha mente é foda. Oxe, o cara mal chegou na Irlanda, já quer
I
entrar no
tugged at the
esgoto.
trapdoor, but it was locked from the inside.
Deixa eu ver. Ô, Reni.
I took hold of the grating and pulled.
Tá, deixa eu falar com esse meu mano aqui.
Hi there.
What?
What's your name, kid?
Who are you calling kid? Who the hell are you?
Eu sou...
I'm George Stobart, and I'm with the good guys.
You're a head case, mister. A few sandwiches short of a picnic.
Cut the crap and tell me your name.
Liam McGuire.
What are you doing hanging around the bar, McGuire?
I'm on the run from me dad.
Why? Did you do something bad?
I ain't done nothing, boss.
You can tell me, kid. Is it your dad?
Oh, sir. He drinks every last penny down his evil throat. And there's me poor old mother, bedridden and dying of presumption. I tried to buy her medicine. Chopped firewood for Father Mahoney till me fingers bled. The old
Padre Mahoney?
skinflint cheated
Tem
me. But I took the pennies he gave me back home. Look, Ma, says I, see what your darling son has earned with his own sweat and blood. When suddenly, me dad appears and grabs the loot. I'm off to Dublin every
Ele fica botando pau pra
said
frente,
he.
mano.
Watch out till I get back. That's why I runned away.
Something in the grin on his face told me he wasn't being strictly truthful.
Tá
Compared to
sarrando,
him,
mano.
Huckleberry Finn was a candidate for Altar Boy of the Year. What can you tell me about the castle, McGuire?
What do you want to know?
Well, can I get inside?
No, it's locked up.
Ah,
Does anyone live there?
castelo na Irlanda.
Only,
What?
oh, nothing.
Ih,
You know something about the castle you're not telling me, don't you?
No,
What is it you're covering up? Is it something you're scared of?
I ain't scared of nothing.
I'll give you one last chance to tell me about the castle.
Oh, yeah? And what if I
vou
don't?
quebrar tua cara,
And
porra.
I'm taking you
Ah.
back to school.
Oh, there's a ghost. It's called the Phantom of Loch Man.
Lachma.
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
Here in Lochmarn, they all dress like clowns.
The man I'm looking for is a dangerous psychotic.
Jesus. It's just like that film I saw. There's this clown, see, and he's after this kid who saw him kill a guy. He tries to warn the sheriff, only no one believes him. Then, while he's in the tub, the clown cuts him up with a chainsaw.
Pensava que era um velho, mas é uma criança. Mano, é uma criança, parece um velho
That
mesmo.
doesn't sound suitable for a kid like you.
Who are you calling a kid? I'm 25.
Calma!
Yeah, right. You're not a day over
Ah.
14.
Oh no, it's 25 that I am. Married with a car and 3 kids.
Tá.
10 kids if you count the wives.
Que foi esse, mano?
You're not telling me you believe in ghosts, are you?
É o Alan
Mister,
inverso.
I've seen it with my very own
Oh, ele
eyes.
viu o fantasma.
Last Tuesday night, I went up to see what that dig was about. I just reached the top of the wall when I hears this awful noise.
What sort of noise?
A horrible snuffling and snorting, like O'Brien's pig, only worst. It was coming from inside the castle.
Ih,
Did you find out what was making the noise in the castle?
tem a altura do
No
Hulk.
fear. I just sat there on the wall like Humpty Dumpty. The moon was cracked and greasy
Cara,
like an
tomou
old
grátis,
dinner
mano.
plate. The yard was full of shadows. I could have been hiding anything. I would have gone home, but my legs had lost their stuffing.
O Hulk não é tão alto
Did you get to
assim.
see the
Uou!
Indeed I did. And a fearsome sight it is too. I sat on my arse, waited while the moon went down. Then out he comes from the shadows, all grey and tattered and hunched over like an old bent willow. Then I hears this spluttering and splashing and horrible laughter in the dark. I was so scared. Why, I fell off the bloody wall.
I'm sure there's a rational explanation for what you saw at the castle.
There is. The bloody place is haunted.
Tá, deixa eu ver se ele conhece essa
Take a
firma.
look at this, McGuire.
It's an ID card. What of it?
Ever heard of Thomas Merlin or the Gruber Electronics Corporation?
No.
Tá, e o
Do
Clube
you
Alamute?
recognize this matchbook, McGuire?
No, sir. I never seen it before in my life.
Tá, e... Nossa, eu vou dar choque na criança pra
Have you
caralho.
ever seen this man before?
What a slimy character. No, I never seen him.
Give me your hand.
Get lost.
Oh, come on. I just want to show you a little trick.
No way, mister. I don't do tricks. Father Mahoney told me I'd burn in hell if I did.
I just want to shake your hand, that's all.
Oh, all right.
Gotcha. Neat, huh?
Didn't feel a thing.
See you later, kid.
Moleque dá uma
Ok,
sarrada, mano. Moleque do nada mete uma sarrada. Calma, isso aqui é o esgoto ou é ali?
I tugged at the plastic cover, but it didn't move.
Por que eu mexeria nisso?
I tapped the plastic with the lifting key, but it was too strong to shatter.
Ah, tem um plástico ali que dá pra gente arrancar. E se eu puxar isso daqui por isso daqui? Será que rola? Será que rola?
I tried to use the keys to leave.
Não, não deu. E aqui, será que rola?
The workman's key was the obvious tool to use to open this trap door. It was specifically designed for a job like this.
Tá.
Unfortunately, there weren't any holes in the trap.
Tá, temos um problema. Tá, vamos entrar no bar, né? Depois a gente vai dar uma olhada aí na Irlanda. Isso não é esgoto, é onde fazem delivery de cerveja. Caralho, mano, teve que chegar um especialista em pub pra falar pra mim que não era um esgoto. Pra mim era um esgoto, irmão. Fico feliz pela... Caralho, esse moleque parece o Arthur, tá ligado? Vocês já viram o Arthur? Que é um menino topeira? Na verdade, que na minha cabeça era um menino topeira, mas na verdade não é um menino topeira. Acho que é um menino normal, não sei. Ele é um menino topeira? Ele não é um menino topeira! Ele é um coelho, mano, não é um coelho! Ele é um coelho? Calma. Tinha na cultura? Cara, que era um jogo também. Era um point and click que eu jogava. Ele é um coelho! Cara, uma topeira nada mais é que um coelho diferenciado, mano. Porra, é uma referência, hein, chat? 100%, mano.
My name's George.
Pleased to meet you, mister.
Mano, tem um velho ali mal, hein? Quer beber uma?
Can I get you another drink?
Oh, no, thank you. I shouldn't be drinking at all. I'm on tablets for my nerves. More than a pint and I'll pass out.
What can you tell me about the castle?
Era um roedor, mas
There's
não era
nothing there.
coelho.
Just an old ruin.
How old?
I really couldn't tell you.
Have you ever explored the castle yourself?
Ele era um
I used
urso.
to play there sometimes, when I was a kid. Then one of the little ones fell off the wall, broke his head and died. We didn't go there anymore.
Mano,
You
velho.
haven't been up there recently?
No.
Cara, eu vou dar o lenço pro velho pra caralho. Meu Deus, mano, que nojo agora que eu vi que tá voando uns bagulho da boca do velho.
Check out this pass.
Yeah. It's yours, is it?
Not exactly. Do you recognize the name?
Thomas Merlin? No. Never heard of him.
Tá, esse
Does
cartão
this
aqui.
matchbook mean anything to you?
No.
Tá, quer apertar minha mão?
Shake my hand.
It's a trick, isn't it?
Damn it, you're right. I can't seem to fool anyone. See you later.
Tá, deixa eu falar com o violinista aqui.
He wasn't listening.
Tá, deixa eu falar com esse tiozão
Hello
aqui.
there. My name's George Stobart.
Pleased to meet you, I'm sure. I'm O'Brien. Can I help you?
Tá, o O'Brien, deixa eu perguntar do
What can you
castelo.
tell me about the castle, Mr. O'Brien?
It's a fine sight now, isn't it? Dates back to the 10th century, you know. Most of the existing building was added much later, of course.
Are the ruins open to the public?
Oh no, it's much too dangerous. Anyway, there's nothing of interest remaining.
Can you tell me about the tripod which was found at the castle?
Now there's a bone of contention and controversy. It was dug up by an Englishman in
Velho
the
não para de
archaeological
espirrar, mano.
division.
Who was this Englishman?
Professor Pegram, the same man who dug up the gem.
Ah, ele achou.
Do you know where I can find Pegram?
You're too late to meet that fella.
Is he dead?
Not that. But he's gone from the village. A sore point with our esteemed host, I might add.
Tá.
Why is Pegram's departure upset the landlord?
He's lost a paying guest, that's why. More than that, there's the question of an unsettled bill. Poor Michael's seen red over the business, and I don't blame
Michael ficou puto.
Can you tell me more about the landlord?
Mick Leary. He's what you call a would-be sophisticate. The trouble is, his idea of sophistication extends as far as putting paper in the lavatory.
I never worked out why he did that. It's much too dark in there to read.
That's true. Have you ever run your hand over the back of the door? The graffiti is written in braille.
Oxi. Lana Bra Plus 9 tava no Insta e começou a passar um monte de Reels com você. Então decidi vir aqui te dar meu sub porque eu tava com saudade. Bom final de semana, meu rei. Obrigado, Lana. É Lana ou é Iana? Lana? Lana Hyde? Não sei. Bra Plus 9, GLA Bra Plus sub, Jean-Pierre Bra Plus 6, salve, Danizoga Bra Plus 5. Lana Del Rey?
Do you know where Pegram is gone?
I'm sorry, but I don't. He upped anchor in the dark and shipped out before the dawn.
Why did he do that?
Who knows? A guilty conscience or a secret assignation. Whatever the reason, he'll not be missed in Lochmar. Maybe now the fuss about the gem has died down, we can get back to normal.
Cara, daqui 20 minutos vai ter o bagulhinho, tá? Já tô de olho aqui, né?
What can you tell me about the gem which Pegram found?
Now there's a gem which should never have been taken. A man would have to be full of greed to covet that stone. What's your interest in the jewel? You're not a
Que
reporter,
bagulho.
are you?
Um bagulho aí com o Kabum, coisa rápida. Eu não vi o que ele falou, não tava prestando atenção, eu tava lendo o chat. Eu vou dar uma joia.
Yes, that's right.
Another bloody news hound. Well, you're
Ah, eu
wasting
falei
your
que eu era
time
do
here, boy.
jornal. Putz.
You find the people of
Erro meu.
Lochmar are a tight-lipped and cautious lot.
Why? Have you got something to hide?
It's just that we don't like to wash our dirty laundry in public.
Para de tossir, cara.
Have you heard of the Phantom?
More than that, I've seen it. And let me tell you, it's a dreadful
Todo mundo
spectre.
viu o fantasma, velho.
So it's not just a local legend. There really is a Phantom of Lochmar.
Oh no. I was talking about the Phantom of the Opera.
Sorteio da caixa de papelão.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
The design is Middle Eastern, I'd say.
Tá.
What can you tell me about this ID pass?
Gruber Electronics. I've never heard of it.
I'd like to shake you by the hand, Mr. O'Brien.
I'd rather not. You see, I happen to notice that vibrating buzzer in your palm.
Cara, os caras são muito bons, mano.
Goodbye, friend.
Good.
E esse cara aqui, fala comigo?
Hi, my name's Stobart, George Stobart.
Hello there, mister. What can I do for you?
Cara, todo mundo quer falar comigo.
Do you know Professor Pegram?
Do I know him? Do I know the good professor himself? No, I don't.
Ué.
I mean, I know who he is, but I don't know him to talk to.
Do you know anything about Pegram's excavation?
Only that he didn't have the right tools for the job. What he needed was shovels and a JCB.
Pegram was digging for historical remains, not coal.
Is that a fact? What the hell for?
It's the science of archaeology.
Espero que seja PC Gamer por 10 reais, que nem a Kabum fez ontem. Eles fizeram PC Gamer por 10 reais ontem.
One day archaeologists might be digging up our remains.
Imagine that, Mr. O'Brien. I wonder what they'll find.
Well, it
Foi
won't be
20?
arrowheads and beakers. Fast food cartons and flavored condoms, more likely.
Did anyone from the village work at Pegram's dig?
I tried it myself, but that high and mighty history man called me incontinent. What a nerve. Hadn't I dug more holes than the rest of them put together?
Tá.
Is it true that Pegram found a valuable
Cara,
gem?
falta só mais duas pessoas
What?
pra eu conversar,
First
teoricamente.
I heard of it.
Take no notice of that fella, Pat. He's a journalist.
Eu não sou, eu menti.
Can you tell me anything about the castle on the hill?
Oh, I don't know much about anything. You should ask Mr. O'Brien here. He just joined up writing. Would you be one of them history fellas yourself?
Cara, eu sou.
That's right, Professor Stobart, Miskatonic University.
I thought you said you were a reporter.
Eu menti. Não.
Oh no, I'm an archaeologist. I'm researching the story of Lochmarn Castle for a scientific journal.
Oh, I see.
How come you didn't leave with the others?
I didn't know they'd gone.
Oh, yes, packed their spades and shovels and away they went.
Seems I missed all the excitement.
Cara, na moral,
Does this security pass mean anything to you?
eu vou dar um soco na cara desse velho. Se ele der mais um espirro, mano.
Well, no.
Pô, ele deu 2. Falei mais
Do you
um.
recognize this matchbook?
No.
Tá, vamos falar
Bye
com o
for
dono
now.
e com o velho. Eu vou dar um... Não, eu vou falar com essa porra desse velho. Eu já vou chegar dando a porra do lenço pra ele. Vai se fuder, irmão. Pega essa porra desse lenço, vai.
Hi there, old timer.
Meu Deus, ele tossiu em mim.
What? Nasty cold you've got there. As soon as the words left my lips, I regretted them.
Is there such a thing as a cold which isn't nasty? I put the question to Father Mahoney. Father,
Say I'm going-
why were we born to suffer snot?
What did he say?
He said it's my reward for being out all night like a sinner. Pious prig. Anyway, this is no ordinary cold. 'Tis the hay fever.
Pollinosis?
Thank you. You're not a policeman, are you?
Excuse me?
Police? No. I'd know it if you were.
You could make use of this tissue.
Ah lá, deu lenço pra ele mesmo.
Never use them.
Ah,
Those things are unhygienic.
Hello again.
vai tio, fala logo comigo. O cara fica espirrando e não conversa. O que é esse... O que é esse ícone?
What's that you're making?
It's a necklace,
Ah.
me bucko.
Oh, sure. Made out of steel wire?
That's right. A necklace for my pretty one. When my little lover feels it round her slender neck, she'll be mine. All mine.
O cara tá fazendo um
If I
colar
was a
de...
woman, I wouldn't think much of a wire necklace.
It's not made for a woman. I've got my sights on tastier dishes than women.
Oh.
Flesh as smooth and tender as a maiden's. Bones as soft and white as a newborn babe.
Que é isso?
Rabbit, lad.
Ah,
That's what gets my juices flowing.
calma, mas ele quer comer, né? No sentido de boca.
Ah, so you're making
Ah, é
snares
isso
to
mesmo.
trap rabbits.
That's right. Do you have a problem with that?
Damn right I do. Isn't it painful?
Only if I get me fingers caught.
I'm talking about the rabbits. Do they feel much pain?
You bet.
Ai, que velho psicofoda-se, mano. Calma aí, Chassi, é só fazer um negócio, coisa rápida. Pronto. Olha os gatos como eles estão nesse momento. Um abraçadinho no outro.
Do you know Pegram, the archaeologist?
Acabei de
That's
tirar
the
foto.
scrawny fellow who was poking around at the castle, isn't it?
Meu Deus, cara, esse velho tá me dando raiva que ele
No,
fica
I don't
espirrando.
know him.
Ué,
Were you aware that Pegram was conducting an archaeological dig?
I don't meddle in other people's affairs. They don't interest me.
ah,
Can you tell me how to get
pô,
into the
cliquei no
castle?
errado.
Don't even think about it, me bucko. Lochmarn Castle is haunted.
That's what the kid outside told me, but I don't believe it.
Then you're a fool.
Have you ever seen the ghost?
To be sure. With me very own eyes.
Hã.
Can you describe the ghost?
It was horrible. A wee stunted beast, long beak, straggly, flappy wings.
Are you sure it wasn't a wild animal? A rabbit or a skunk or something?
Skunk? In Lochmarn? That'll be the day. No, that was a ghost, to be sure.
Acho que é um fantasma tipo do Scooby-Doo,
I
mano.
think I know what you saw on the castle wall.
I know what I saw.
I don't think so. It was the kid, McGuire.
What?
He was up on the wall last Tuesday night. He thought you were the Phantom of Lochmarn.
Oh,
Cara, um vê o outro e todo mundo
Do
acha
you
que
know
o
where
outro é
I
o
can find
fantasma.
Pegram?
I told you, I never heard of him.
Tá.
Ghosts don't bother me. I still want to visit that castle.
You can't. It's not open to the public.
There's no one around to stop me, is there?
That's right. Nothing human, anyhow.
Alan, vale a pena comprar Red Dead Redemption 2 a R$99 na Steam? Não, meu príncipe. Espera acabar a promoção e paga 300, mano. Porque uma obra-prima dessa tá muito barato pra uma obra-prima, tá? Então tem que esperar esse valor aumentar aí, tá?
Can I buy you a beer?
Very kind, I'm sure. But I don't drink the stuff Leary sells.
What's wrong with it?
I've seen
Eu
what
cu?
it can do.
Tá, deixa eu perguntar se ele sabe da
Take a look
firma.
at this ID card.
Take a look. Oh, yes. Little plastic picture.
I don't suppose it means anything to you, does it?
Não.
No,
Aí esse daqui.
What does this matchbook mean to you?
nothing. Go away and stop bothering me.
Ah,
I'll see you.
foda-se. Deixa eu salvar o jogo de novo, só por precaução, né? Nice. Bom, a última pessoa... O que dá pra eu fazer aqui? Pô, dá pra eu pegar um item aqui. O que é isso?
The man's arm lay across the towel, preventing
Ah,
me
tem
from
uma
moving it.
toalha.
I was about to reach for the pump when I came to my senses. A rash move like that in a strange country with strange customs could be my last.
Tá, tem... E tem uma máquina muito louca ali. Ah, dá pra eu entrar aqui? Será que ele deixa eu abrir?
Hey, where do you think you're going?
Porra nenhuma, né?
Excuse me?
No customers behind the bar. Ever.
Tá, falta só falar com esse tio aí. Vamos falar com ele só pra ver o que rola. O Mick Jagger.
Top of the morning to you.
I beg your pardon.
Well, that's what you Irish say, isn't it?
Do you want something? Or are you just flaunting your xenophobia?
Well, I was trying to be sociable.
Is it a room you're after?
Cara, eu quero um quarto.
That's not a bad idea. Do you have a vacancy?
I could, if you don't mind waiting until the last guest checks out.
No problem. When will that be?
When the undertaker comes to collect him.
7 horas, nada, falta 8 minutos ainda, mano. Não, o cara do violino não para, mano.
Do you know a man called Pegram?
Indeed I do. Are you a friend of his, by any chance?
Não, eu sou amigo. Eu vou falar... Não, ele tá com raiva dele, né? Então eu vou falar que não.
Oh, no. I'm just trying to track him down.
Me too. That son of a bitch should be locked away.
Ah.
Did Pegram stay here?
That's right. In the best room in the house.
That's the one with the bed.
Can I see Pegram's room?
It's been taken by one of the brothers from the reformatory. They come every year for spiritual refreshment.
Mano, o cara do
That's
violino
a
tá
good one.
fritando.
Their idea of refreshment is a good full of stout.
I wouldn't want to disturb a man of God, especially not a big fella from the bad boys' home.
I don't blame you, Mick. That brother's got muscles like a muscle man.
Ah.
Have you served any...
Nossa, pra que eu perguntei do palhaço, mano? O palhaço tava em outro país.
No, you're the first today.
Nossa, ainda tô meio...
Seriously, I'm looking for a man dressed in a clown costume.
Would he be having a little white dog with a black patch over the eye?
I shouldn't think so.
Cachorro.
What can you tell me about the castle?
You're the second person to ask me that today. I don't know anything about the castle. It's only
Cara, o
an
único
old ruin
cachorrinho com mancha preta no olho que eu lembro é o Bandit.
Who else was asking about the castle?
He said he was a reporter. He was asking about the little people.
I could have told him a tale or two about the little people. He might have paid me to hear what he wanted me to say.
Anyway, I chucked him out on his arse.
Good for you, Mick. That's the way to deal with journalists.
Eu não sou jornalista, cara.
I'll try a glass of beer, please.
Is this your first pint of real ale?
Well, I guess so. What's real ale, anyhow?
Beer that's brewed from natural ingredients to traditional methods.
Ele falou que até às
It shouldn't be
7,
kept
não.
under pressure
Segredo.
or refrigerated. And finally, it should have a good body and distinctive character.
In other words, it's flat and warm with bits in, and it makes you fall over.
Ah, o cara me deu uma cerveja.
Thanks.
Calma aí. Dá pra eu pegar o bagulho agora? Ah, não. É o outro cara que tá com o braço em cima. Deixa eu terminar de falar com ele, então. Perguntar do cartão, que ele provavelmente não sabe, né?
No. Nah, it was a long shot.
Tá, agora vamos perguntar
Do you
disso.
recognize this matchbook? No, sir.
Tá.
Hey, bartender.
Landlord, if you don't mind.
Sorry. Shake my hand, why don't you?
Now, why should I do that? What have you got up your sleeve?
Nothing. Come on, just
Já
shake
cheguei
my
em
hand.
casa, pode fazer o bagulho.
Just now, mister.
Perfeito.
I have to be careful
Tava te
on account of
esperando.
the health
5 minutos.
restrictions.
5 minutos.
Jeez.
Ó, farofinha, pegar farofinha.
Thanks.
Tem farofinha da boa.
Hey! Hello there again, miss.
Eu vou tentar dar choque nesse cara pra ele tirar o
May I
braço.
shake your hand?
No, you can't.
Ah.
Well, how come?
Because I'll spill me beer if you do.
E essa farofinha aí tá boa?
Bye for now.
Que era pra isso ser? Era pra ser o fogaço. Ah, pra que eu tô bebendo, mano? 5 minutos. 4 minutos. Ei, essa farofinha.
Somehow I'd managed to drink the thick, sweet brew. I felt strangely compelled to order another, even though my every instinct warned me against it.
Tá cada vez
I
pior.
was about to reach for the...
Tá,
the
calma. Como é que... Deixa eu meter mais um salve que já vai dar 5 minutos.
Hey,
Eu preciso que esse cara tire o braço de cima do bagulho. Como é que eu faço ele tirar o braço?
what does this false nose mean to you?
Ah, no, you're a clown.
No, not me.
Ah, you're a good one, aren't you? Did you hear that, Michael?
I hate clowns.
Listen to this fella. I hate clowns, says he. Isn't he just the funniest man you ever did see, Michael?
He's not a clown, Doyle. He's not even remotely funny.
Thanks.
O bom do Alan jogar jogo assim é que não tem muita pessoa na live, mais chance de eu ganhar algo. Cara, esse é o...
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
Esse é o plano, né?
But you should show that to my granny. She could tell you fortune from it.
From a soiled tissue?
Sure. Some people read tea leaves. My granny reads handkerchief.
Mano, a avó dele lê lençol.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
3 minutos.
More than that fella, to be sure. Is he a film star?
Don't be fooled. This is the face of a psychopathic...
No. Well, there's one in the eye for me and my meth.
Tá.
Bye for now.
Eu não sei o que fazer aqui. Na verdade, sei sim. Eu tenho que sair daqui pra outro lugar, né? Preciso pegar esse pano. Ai, calma, eu tenho que esperar ele beber. Calma. Espera ele beber e eu pego o pano. Agora.
The man's arm...
Calma. Agora. Peguei. Puta que
As the
pariu.
man raised his arm to drink, I snatched the towel away.
Nice. Pra que eu peguei a porra de uma toalha? Não sei, sinceramente. Será que eu dou pro velho em troca do bagulho?